Welcome back to a brand new landscape photography vlog, everybody. We are back here in Allegheny again, and we're also at Science Lake again. Interested in doing more of those reflections that I was shooting last time, but this time around I decided I would come to the opposite side of the lake and try to find something different, and I'm glad I did, because I found some really great compositions, I think, at least two so far, that I'm very, very happy with. One is actually right here in front of me. This fallen tree branch, or this fallen tree actually was knocked over by a beaver, and that branch sticking up out of the water, and that little mound of dirt right there, the grass is on it, and the water had some of this nice rippling texture and some of those little light lines down at the bottom. So I think once I get that in Lightroom, I think that's going to look really, really good. And the other composition, I'll try to film some B-roll of from this camera, looking across the way, of these awesome white pine trunks that in this sort of late evening light, or early evening light I should say, it has this nice blue colorish. It's a cooler tone for sure, and it contrasts very, very well against this very warm colored bank that these pines are growing in. And originally I tried to frame up the composition of just the pines on the banks themselves, but I was running into a problem, and that is there is a road directly behind them, and I couldn't get the comp to feel right without having the road in the background somewhere. It just felt too tight and too forced. And then I started to see the reflection, especially as the wind died down and the reflection started to get very, very crystal clear. And it just looked absolutely perfect. I wouldn't say it was a perfect reflection. It definitely had a slight amount of rippling, which honestly I think it makes it look better, more painterly, which is kind of the look that I'm going after. And right now I have very high hopes for it. I feel very, very good about that image. And I'm excited to see if it actually turns into something once I look at it on the big screen. Because, you know, those LCDs are always deceiving. But it is a glorious day right now. I think it's in the low 30s. The weather's been all over the place, as is usually the case this time of year in Western New York. Warm days, cold days, kind of yo-yoing back and forth. But the plan after stopping here is to go to a completely new area of the park that I've never ever been to, and there aren't many of those places left in this park because I've visited so many like major areas. So I'm excited to see what's in store for me at this spot. It is going to be a bit of a walk, but there's potential for subjects along the entire way, out and back. And there's also a pair of mallard ducks down there right now, just hanging around. I might try to grab a few pictures of them while they got some good light on them. And one of the reasons I actually came over here is my brother was checking out a patch of spring ephemerals that have started to pop up. Some very, very early things like skunk cabbage and wild leek. And then I started walking down this trail, and again, that's how I found these two awesome compositions, at least two that I think I like so far. But enough yapping. I'm going to... Oh, those ducks just moved out of the way. Damn. Yeah, they just moved behind a patch of, like, that tall grass over there. Well, that grass that's kind of sticking up out of the water, they just moved behind that and out of view. Maybe you can see them. Probably not. Not with this wide angle. But, yeah, that was really cool. Those pines way over there. Those three trunks... And you can kind of see the reflection coming in there. Really, really nice. Really, really nice. I mean, this area is just gorgeous. I haven't spent nearly enough time here. Like, I've come here quite a bit, but I never really give it my full attention, and I don't know why. And especially now that I have this mindset of trying to focus on more abstract things for the springtime, I've been finding this place to be like an absolute gold mine for like reflections and such, because there's just so many angles for it. Alright, so we are making our way over to that other section of the park now that I was talking about earlier. And I'll see you guys when we get there. Such a lovely hike that is. One of my favorite hikes. Alright, so we have made it to that new destination out here in, I want to say it's like the central area of the park on this dirt road that goes on for quite some time. And I've had some very quiet moments here at this park, like up at Thunder Rocks in the morning. And besides these two passenger jets that are going overhead right now, like a few minutes earlier, dead silent. Like, just so incredibly dead silent, except for one drumming woodpecker way off in the woods. But I stopped here for this very nice side-lit hemlock, I believe. So I'm going to go ahead and grab that. But it is so quiet. So quiet. All right, so we made it out to some of the wetlands that I scouted on Google Maps here. And we're kind of at the very edge of this first one over there, but there are some really great views, some really great detail, some awesome trees way out there that would be some good subjects with the 600. So I might grab those in a moment, but I also found this neat little creek scene here with these nice little trees, and I just love the meander of this creek here. And luckily we had a good enough winter that we did to pack down all of this brush. Otherwise, walking through here would be rather questionable with ticks and such. And a lot of this stuff will probably be off limits, for me anyways, in a few months when all this grows back in. So, gonna enjoy it while it lasts. All right, so walk down a little bit further on the road and found another really awesome spot here. We got this nice little seasonal creek here that feeds into this nice little beaver meadow. Got a much better view on it from over here, and there's some really awesome trees along these banks. And there's a really big tree over here. What tree did you say this was, this kind? That one? Yeah, big sweet birch tree there. And you can see a beaver has probably been working on that for a very long time. Really cool. You can see there, that's probably like a couple feet wide. We went further down the road. It's getting dark, so we're gonna have to leave soon, but as you can see, found a really nice little wetland slash beaver meadow. And right now I'm just kind of in scouting mode. I don't think there's gonna be anything super great to get at this time of day. The sun has gone down behind some of the hills. So just in scouting mode, like I said. But I am so happy I decided to come back here, because I think with some morning fog, potentially there could be some really awesome compositions here. And I know even further down this road, there's even more areas like this that open up. And this one we're lucky enough to walk right down to from the road. There's a little path that just opens up and leads right down here. And similar situation to the other spots is all the brush is kind of crushed down right now, so super accessible. But yeah, this is really cool. And one of the other spots that I really enjoyed, not necessarily the view of just this meadow here, but way, I don't know how well you guys can see this here, but way out there, some of the trees that we were walking by when we went down to the meadow for the first time, you can get a good view of them from here, and they kind of stick out really nicely. But I wish I could see that big field-grown tree from here. I can see the very top of it way over there, but I'm gonna have to come back here very soon before things grow in and see if I can't get a shot of it, because it looks awesome. But this is just one of those groundbreaking days. You just feel good, you find a new spot, the scouting pays off, and it's just always so amazing to see a part of a park you thought you really knew, and to find like a nice hidden gem here. And just super stoked about it. Might not be finding anything right now, like I said, just scouting mode, but just the thought alone of finding all of this is so amazing. And I'm so happy that the road, the main road to get here is finally opened up now for the season, because that was the main bottleneck. Otherwise, I had to walk like 4 miles here and 4 miles back in the wintertime, which is doable, but just never got around to it. So super awesome, man, super awesome. So now we are making the long trek back to the end of the road, which I don't know how far we walked down, honestly. Maybe a mile at the most. Here's that really awesome spot there again on the right. And hopefully, you know, come the warmer months when everything's grown, and hopefully some of these things are still accessible without a ton of bushwhacking. At least that's my hope. So fingers crossed for that. But if I can get back here sometime soon, and I'll actually drive down this road instead of deciding to walk, it should be much more doable. Maybe catch some morning fog. I think this place could look absolutely magical. So many amazing wetlands here. And I'm so happy to finally cross this one off the list, at least to just see it for the first time. But we got a little ways to go. Way to go. And it is currently, kind of curious how long it's going to take. About almost 8 o'clock. It's 7:51. So without any stopping, see how long this is going to take. There's a really big incline, like right at the start of this road. Really steep. That is going to suck. That's going to suck. All right, everybody. We are now back at the truck, and it is about 10 after 8, so it took us about 20 minutes to get back. So not too bad. That uphill was a pain in the ass. Really tough, but worth it. Got some great scouts today and some great images at Science Lake, I think. So, and if I was going to share any of those with you guys, you'll have seen them already. Let me know what you think down in the comments. And a reminder to check out my website, my book, and my socials, all down in the description as well. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you around.